Welcome to this week's episode of Holly's Racing Fantasy. I'll bring you the latest news and what's going on around NASCAR. We'll hit the highlights from last week's race, and I'll give you my fantasy picks for this upcoming week. Join John and I for all things fantasy, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun while we do it. Stick around. Holly's Racing Fantasy is sponsored by Fifth Down Fantasy. For the latest NFL news and pro football and NASCAR picks, trust the gang over at Fifth Down Fantasy. Since 2016, Fifth Down Fantasy has been a favorite destination for football fanatics looking for smart and savvy advice and analytics. Visit fifthdownfantasy.com today. Fifth Down Fantasy, real fantasy advice by and for real fantasy players. Okay, it is time for the results of the
paperclip.
The NOCO 400. I almost said the GEICO 400. That's this week.
It's what's NOCO?
Don't
ask you that, right?
I think it's a gas station. Isn't NOCO a gas station?
I have no idea.
An oil conglomerate?
Okay, yeah,
I think that
probably
might be appropriate.
That makes sense.
It's a gas station?
It's a gas station.
Oh, my Lord. An oil conglomerate.
Oil.
At Martinsville Speedway.
Oh, no.
Kyle Larson was the winner.
Yes, he was.
Kyle Larson was not on my radar.
No.
Kyle Larson is not historically wonderful here, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He took a gamble on a 2-tire pit stop.
Yes, he did.
Late in the race, and it worked out for him.
In victory lane for Kyle Larson.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Winning, you're in, baby.
Winning in, baby.
Yeah.
Now, second place was Joey Logano, who was one of my brilliant picks last week.
I should have picked him this week, but I couldn't.
I know.
Yeah.
Coming in third was Martin Truex Jr., who was one of my bold picks this week.
Yeah, surprisingly. That was not looking good.
Yeah, I know.
Like it was looking good, and then it looked absolutely horrible. Like, oh my God, like Martin's going to do really bad. And all of a sudden, there he was.
You know, it was those
very cool.
It was those late race green flag pit cycle that kind of gave everybody opportunities and kind of screwed everybody else.
And Martinsville for Martin. It's the name.
It is.
It's all in the name.
It is.
Yeah, I said that last week.
Denny Hamlin, or should I say Denny Hamlin?
Hamlin.
He actually came in fourth.
Mm-hmm.
This last week on his podcast.
Yeah.
Which I didn't listen to, but I heard tell.
Right.
That he announced that he was going for it. He was going full board. He was tired of these lousy finishes, and he was going to step it up in Martinsville.
They did race, as a team, they raced much better.
They very much did.
Yes.
They very much did.
Yeah.
And I think hopefully this will turn his season around.
I hope so.
I don't know if it'll turn Martin Truex Jr.'s around or not. Because
I hope so.
I hope so too, but we're going to Talladega next, which is like Martin Truex Jr.'s worst track.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Chase Briscoe, number 5.
Nice.
Stepping it up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And Briscoe was close last week too.
He was.
He's getting, wow.
Yeah, he's stepping it up.
Yeah.
Eric Almirola was 6th.
Okay.
Which I kind of said not to pick him, but I was shocked. He did really well this week. Ryan Blaney was 7th. Told you.
Barely.
At least he got in the top. And that was at the last minute.
He was not doing good the whole race.
It
was a last minute, like I almost drove up to Martinsville.
I know.
I was going to go help push his car a little bit, you know.
I thought it was ironic because Ryan Blaney is the number 12. And I swear to God, he sat in 12th place.
Yeah.
Everybody else was changing position. Remember, I'm like, how is it that Ryan Blaney is still in 12th place after restarts and cautions?
I'm like,
bizarre.
Is he in there? Is he driving the car?
I know, right? Well, he is because he drove it up 7th.
I know.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was 8th.
I know.
Bubba Wallace was 9th.
Bubba.
And you know who came in 10th? You know.
Let me tell you.
You don't have it in front of you, but you know.
I bet I know.
Oh, you do have it in front of you.
No, I don't.
But just remember, big story.
Who was it?
Chase Elliott.
Yeah, I know. It was
Chase Elliott.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
That guy is an incredible racer.
You know, he really is. He's not my favorite driver.
No. He's got a little, attitude, that kind of millennial thing going on. But I'm going to tell you something. To come in 10th with a broken leg.
Yeah.
I guess Ryan Blaney figured I better get going here.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Hey, you know what? Maybe Ryan Blaney and Chase Elliott are really, really like best friends.
Yeah.
So maybe Ryan Blaney felt a little off kilter without Chase around.
Yeah, isn't that kind of weird?
Maybe they inspire each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you don't know.
There was a very cool picture that I saw on Facebook this week of, in the post-race interviews, they were showing Chase Elliott was pretty much exhausted after the race. And he got out of the car and he was sitting on the ground, leaning up against his car.
Was he eating a Martinsville hot dog?
No, but he had like a big fat water bottle.
Yeah, that'd be gross.
Yeah, it would be gross. And Bubba Wallace came over and was talking to him, you know, and they were joking. They looked like they were having a good time.
Yeah.
Because they're very good friends.
Yes.
And Ryan Blaney, like Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, and Ryan Blaney are like really, really good friends.
That's cool.
It is. So there's a picture on Facebook of the three of them after the race, laughing and joking. So that was pretty cool to see.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was nice that they went over and supported him and checked on him while he was sitting there. But yeah, he said it was very tiring and it was very hard, but he did. He came in because, stage points are essential because he's got to make up
a lot.
Yeah,
even though Josh Berry did well.
But that doesn't really count toward Chase Elliott's playoff.
I think Penske should sign Josh Berry and have him drive for Ryan Blaney a little bit.
You know what?
I know.
But either way, back to Chase Elliott.
Yes. Ryan Blaney is going to hate me. He's
yeah,
going to totally,
he is.
He's
oh my
totally,
God.
if he ever listens to this podcast, he's going to be like, I'm going to kick that dude's
poop. But you know what? The funniest thing is that we really do like Ryan Blaney.
I know. I like Ryan Blaney
which
a lot,
is what's
actually.
hard. I know.
I'm just mad because he's...
I know.
But you know what? There's a lot of racing left, right?
Right. There's a lot of racing left. But you know what? Never pick your favorite drivers as your fantasy team.
Otherwise I wouldn't care.
God. I know.
I'd be like, yay, Ryan came in here. Yay, Ryan came in there. But because I play fantasy, I'm like, Ryan.
It ruins it. I know.
Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, Bubba Wallace, great job.
Yep.
Heck of a racer.
Yep.
But he's got to go right to Talladega.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless him.
I know, but you know what? Maybe he'll get a win in Talladega. We'll see.
Maybe he will.
Yeah.
Actually, don't get me started on my picks for Talladega.
No, that's coming up later. But you got to stick around for that.
Oh, yeah.
That's the goal. That's what you're tuning in for.
That's what you're here for. You come for the fantasy and you stay for the fun.
Yeah, this is just the fun talk. And
fun talk.
We're just,
Kevin Harvick.
Yeah.
Tire.
Oh, the Kevin Harvick tire. That was really cool. Because the tire didn't actually come off.
Right.
Like talk about a blessing. Like if that tire came off, he would have lost, what's his pick? Children.
Rodney Childers.
Rodney. Yeah, he would have lost him and all the penalties.
Oh my God!
But that tire hung on, even though it was
really
loose.
It really did. Jesus, we're looking down on.
And he had to come back. And he had to come back down the pit road. But at least he didn't get a penalty.
At least he didn't get a penalty. Yeah. I mean, he lost some spots because he was doing really good for most of the race.
Yeah,
but unfortunately.
And then Ryan Preece,
Ryan
right?
Preece. Oh my gosh!
He had the
pole. He had the pole. He led a bunch of laps.
Yeah,
a bunch. So professional. He led a bunch of laps. And then, he had a pit road penalty, and that was just it. He just couldn't make it up.
No.
So that was kind of sad.
Ryan into the wall.
I know, and he won stage one.
There he goes. See ya. Lawsuit.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, we're not getting into that.
No.
Okay.
I'm looking at Kyle Larson. I mean, he did get stage points. He was like 9th in stage 1 and 10th in stage 2. What a crazy race.
It's funny. It always kind of, maybe it's just me. But it seems like here's the expected winners of the race this week. And if it's not them, it's Kyle Larson. If he's not expected to win the race, then there he comes. Kyle Larson wins.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I think you are exactly right.
God, he's just good.
He is. He started 19th.
Yeah.
Came all the way up.
Yeah. Good for him.
I know. Good for him.
I like Kyle Larson.
Yeah,
I'm a fan. I'm a supporter.
I am too. I
do. I love him.
I am too.
Yep.
I guess for me, NASCAR gets kind of, I like to see people mix it up. I like to see different people win and different people get up there, in and out.
Exactly.
This week was fun because the top 10 was pretty interesting,
Yeah.
A little bit different.
I
liked that.
Yeah. Like Christopher Bell and
Yeah.
And
Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell.
They were not around.
No, I think
usually
Reddick,
they're up there every week.
Yeah, I think Reddick had some car issues, but he's not really good at this track in general, so I didn't expect it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
All right, so I think we could probably...
Yeah, that sounds like pretty much everything that happened.
Right. Oh, by the way, though, just speaking of Christopher Bell, he still is the points leader in the standings right now.
He's got to be.
I know.
I mean, he's there
Ross
every week.
Chastain is second.
That's hard to believe.
Isn't it?
Because, man, he's a cockroach on the track.
I know.
I mean, he always knows something bad can happen to him, and he will get back in that race.
Yeah.
He's always in it.
Kyle Larson is fourth.
Yeah.
Now who's third? I don't know. I got to look at the standings. I'm going to click on there right now.
Okay. It's not Ryan Blaney.
No, Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick is third in the point standings.
Wow.
For those of you who don't know NASCAR, when it comes time for the playoffs, only the top 16 drivers will be eligible to compete for a championship.
Right.
I mean, obviously, everybody else is still going to race from 17 back on to 30, 40, whatever, but only the top 16 are eligible. And then you have your, weekly, playoffs, and 4 people get eliminated every 3 weeks until you only have 4 drivers remaining to compete for the championship.
Right.
So right now, in the top 16, Christopher Bell is number 1 in points.
Wow.
I know.
Good for
Ross
him.
Chastain, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Larson. Truex is 5th. That's kind of weird, too.
That's insane. But you know what? They're keeping track, not us.
I know.
So,
well,
it's a good thing they are.
He does have 3 top 10s.
Okay.
But anyway, and then Tyler Reddick is 6th. Joey Logano, Kyle Busch. Also, if you get a win, then you're in.
Okay.
If you win, you get into the championship. You can race for a championship. You get into the top 16.
Right.
Unless there's more than 16 different winners, then it has to go by points, and it's all a strategy.
It's all fun.
It is all fun. But Chase Briscoe is in there right now.
Yeah.
William Byron is 15th.
How is that possible?
In points.
How is that possible?
I mean, technically...
He's won like 47 races already.
Technically, he's ranked 3rd because of his wins.
Right.
He's won 2 races.
Okay.
So he's technically 3rd ranked, but he's 15th in points.
Wow.
I know.
Good for him.
I know.
No, not really.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know.
I'm just kidding. I know. I like Willie Byron too.
I know you do. I know.
Yeah.
And then sitting at the bubble right now is Chris Buescher at 16th.
Wow.
I know that's kind of weird.
There you go.
Why is it that I can't remember that Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is actually number 47?
I know. Ever since the change was a few years back.
Lord.
You can't remember.
I can't. And in fact, I put it in my article, which you can visit fifthdownfantasy.com.
For all your news.
For all your fantasy news.
Not all your news, but it's fantasy.
For football and NASCAR.
Yeah.
But you can read my weekly article if you don't feel like listening to the show.
Okay.
You can read my weekly article.
I think I'll go read it. I'll see you later.
All right. See ya. Send in Cooter Mouse.
Okay, I'll get Cooter.
Actually, Cooter wasn't at Martinsville.
No.
He'll be in Talladega though.
He'll be in Talladega.
He's probably down there right now, watching people practice and be there for qualifying and all that.
I'll tell you what though, I think before the season's over, I think Cooter should co-host with you.
You know what? That would be fun.
Yeah. We'll get him in the studio. We'll get him here in Wilmington.
Okay.
And
he's got some big shoes to follow.
I know.
Can you know what? Maybe we can get Cooter Mouse to sub for that guy that does the sexy booth talk.
Yeah, maybe he can sub for him.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh, yeah.
Sexy mouse booth talk.
Sexy mouse booth talk.
That'd be hilarious.
And gross.
And gross.
All at the same time, which makes it hilarious.
Yeah, seeing as how we have rats in our attic right now, it's pretty damn disgusting.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on a segment.
All right, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, Martinsville is over for now.
Yep.
See you in the playoffs. And we're going to go to news and talk about Talladega.
Let's go.
All right. NASCAR news is here at you.
Yes.
Austin Dillon, the driver of the number 3 car, got a level L1 infraction after last week's race at Martinsville.
Oh.
It was the rules about overall assembly.
Oh.
Underwing assembly and hardware that was not approved.
You know what that means?
That means the crew chief was fined $75,000.
Okay.
How do they? So the crew chief, how does he have? They must make a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
And he's suspended for the next 2 points events.
Okay. But you know what that really violation is? The modification?
What's that?
They put a kegerator in the
I wouldn't be surprised.
in the car. And you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. Of course, they're going to appeal it because every penalty gets appealed.
Of course.
And that's about it.
That's it. We'll see you.
See ya.
Bye.
No, we also have, there's one more other bit of news that I was looking at. NASCAR announced this week, because it's Earth Week. So they...
Then instead of gasoline, they're going to have Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubblefeet come down in the car and rip around the track to save the ozone.
They're committing to net zero operating emissions by 2035.
Wow.
I know.
Barney Rubblefeet.
Sustainability. So, we'll see where that goes.
Okay.
God, the world's trying, but I don't know.
I know.
It's trying, but where's it going, John?
I don't know.
Where's it going to go?
Where's it going to go?
I don't know. And you know what? That's kind of all there really is for NASCAR news.
Yeah.
I see the Eric Jones Foundation is expanding its reach, and they are... Oh, God, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has a podcast, too. Everybody has podcasts. Who's listening to me?
That's why no one listens to.
Probably right, except for people I work with. They're the only ones that listen to me.
No.
But Eric Jones has a big program that promotes reading, kids reading.
Wow.
Do kids read anymore? I don't even know if kids read anymore or not.
Not with AI.
Lord.
They ain't reading.
So that's his thing. He goes out and, gives money to place schools and stuff to encourage reading.
That's awesome.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
People, you'd be surprised. People want to say, oh, these athletes make so much money, whether it's football, baseball, or, NASCAR drivers.
Badminton.
But a lot of athletes do a lot of good.
They do.
I mean,
you read about it all the time.
God, Eric Jones trying to stomp out illiteracy. I mean, Anthony Rizzo.
Rizzo. I was just going to say that. Yeah.
God, I just saw a thing on the evening news tonight about how the San Diego Padres, they had a bunch of, kids that are suffering with not just cancer, but like debilitating illnesses.
Yeah.
They brought a bunch of kids to training camp, and they spent the day there, and autographs and pictures and hugs. And it's just crazy the things the athletes really put into. And not just they give money to.
Right.
I mean, these guys are actually out there.
Right.
Visiting with people and, shaking hands and giving hugs and encouraging words and autographs and financial. But it's really, really great to see.
Yeah.
Really
it's not
fantastic.
It's not all athletes like choking their girlfriends,
There's a lot.
You gotta, I know there's a few bad apples, but
there are.
We were talking earlier, in the pre-production meeting.
Yeah.
What is going on? How do people just throw their whole careers away?
Right. You make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and you feel like choking your girlfriend, so you're going to just do that.
Right.
And this day and age, you know what? Maybe in the 50s you could slap a broad around, and no one would say anything.
I slap her around, she.
Exactly.
Right.
But you know what? These days, women ain't taking that.
I'm smacking you, babe.
And they're gonna smack you around. No, they're gonna call on you.
They're gonna call you now. They're like, I'm smacking you. I'm smacking you. Right.
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 But you're gonna get found out.
Right.
You can't. People.
Right.
Because I was thinking of Cody Ware strangling the girlfriend, and now he's out. So long paycheck.
Right.
So long reputation.
I don't know if you can come back from that. Maybe.
Oh my God, I don't know.
I don't know.
And look at Jonathan Majors, the actor.
Yeah.
He had an incident with girl. Like half strangling a girl in a taxi cab or something, and causing her injuries.
Yeah.
What's a big misunderstanding? Okay, fine. I don't know. Yes, he's innocent until proven guilty. That's true. That's fine. I'm not saying maybe maybe it'll come out in the end that it was all a big misunderstanding. But when someone has to go to the hospital because they have injuries, what kind of misunderstanding is that?
Yeah, that's a choke slam.
Right. But here
that
you
could be
are.
The Undertaker.
You're right. You're just starting this fantastic career with the MCU.
Right.
And when his agency dropped him.
Okay.
So where's that going?
There you go.
It's not like athletes who stand up for their beliefs and get fired.
Right.
This is, you're just feel like manhandling somebody, so you're gonna.
Yeah, go to be a wrestler then.
God, right?
Go to WWE. Well, they'll take you.
Take a walk. Go to the gym. Do something else.
Right.
But my God, you'll wait your entire life.
Smoke a bong.
Jeez, something.
If it's legal where you are.
Yes, if it's legal where you are.
Smoke a bong.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the entitlement of people to do what they want to do and think that there's not going to be a repercussion and waste your life, waste everything.
Have a glass of whiskey.
Have a shot.
Yeah, not a glass. How about a shot?
How about just a shot?
Or that crazy moonshine.
You know what? And then they'd probably have a shot and then they'd go crazier.
Right.
So don't have a shot.
Yeah, never mind. We're not encouraging that.
No, we're not. No.
Do
whatever you have to do
what you gotta do,
cool
but just
off, man.
Chill, man.
Jeez, money.
Gosh.
Money.
Man.
That's all I think about. You don't want to waste that.
No.
This is all because we have no NASCAR news.
There's not a lot of NASCAR news, so we figured we'd just talk a little bit.
Yeah, we can talk about the rats in our attic.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a new segment. We're going to get a little personal here. And we've got some rats in the attic.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
Remember the GEICO commercial, the rat in the cellar?
Yeah, I wish there was Stephen Piercy up there singing and banging around.
Yeah, so it's been like horrible in our house.
Right, because we've had rats for like 2 years, and the pest control guy says, here's the hole in your siding where they're coming in and going to the attic. And then the guy that's supposed to fix the siding says, huh? Wait, where's your sound effects? Where's your
I'll have it. Oh, no. I'll put it in there.
All right. And then there's the guy that comes over and says, I don't see no hole, so we don't fix it. And then, lo and behold, there's rats again.
Yeah.
Well, we just all assume they're rats.
Right. Well,
the pest control guy, he's good at figuring that out. He puts 2 and 2 together.
Well,
so, yeah.
Well, and here's the thing, too.
Yeah.
Down here in the South, they have like these rat boxes.
Yeah.
Right. And they put them in your yard, and you can put them against the fence. And they're supposed to go in there, and I know it's a little gross, that they eat the poison.
Yeah.
And then they're supposed to
pass away
outside.
Discreetly outside, pass away outside.
Like pretty fast.
But no.
Not
ours here.
Go out and eat it, and then they're like, oh,
I need a nap.
Let's go back in the house.
Yep.
And then they die up there.
Yeah. This has happened to us twice, that something nasty has died and our house has been
smelling like
I
don't know, the plague.
Putrescence.
Yes.
As my friend Marlo said about the smell of a rat.
And it comes in through different areas.
Yeah.
And right now it's 85 degrees and hot here, and we can't turn our central air on.
Yeah, because every time we turn on the HVAC, we get a putrid, nasty, bubonic plague coming through the frigging vents.
Right. And I want to... My appetite goes...
Yeah. I hope nobody's listening to this while they're having dinner.
Isn't that cool? But I hope not. But it's just like, that's the kind of week it's been.
That is the kind of week it's been. That's the kind of April it's been.
Yeah.
And I know other people, you feel the same way, Courtney. I know you do.
Spring. It's spring. I don't know. Like everything just starts happening, and I don't know.
I know.
But yeah, that's our grossness of the week.
That's grossness of the week. NASCAR and rant news, y'all.
Yeah, news, But
taxes were due this week, everybody. Did y'all pay your taxes?
Yeah.
Notice I say pay.
Pay.
Did y'all do your taxes? Did y'all pay?
Some of us had to pay.
And that was not fun.
Remember those days when you were young and you'd get money back?
You get like $60 back.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, dude, I'm buying a new pair of boots.
Dinner.
Yep.
Or we're going to get some clothes. Or you see those commercials that were like, buy a new couch or buy a new bed. It's like, right.
Yeah, right. Take your tax return and buy a new. Yeah, right.
No, we have to pay all the salaries in Washington so they can't ban weapons that kill children.
Oh, he said it.
Oh, I'm getting political.
You know what?
Am I getting political?
Maybe. I'm going to shift.
I'm all for guns.
I'm shipped.
I'm all for gun rights.
Just not assault style.
But we don't need machine guns.
Weapons.
Yeah. Anyways.
When I was 16, I got my first tax return.
Yeah.
My tax return was like $60. And that is really what I did with that. I went and I bought a new pair of boots.
Wow.
Because I'd never had a pair of boots.
Were they made for walking?
Yeah, they were.
I bet they were.
They were.
And that's just what they did.
And then I lived with like 5 roommates.
And then one of these days, those boots walked over me.
Oh, they did not.
Yeah, they did.
You know what?
Yeah.
This is not the time for sexy booth talk.
No, it's not.
Okay, you know what?
Right.
Let's go. We're going to do Let's
do the
NASCAR
picks.
Fantasy for Talladega.
Let's do it, baby.
NASCAR rolls into Talladega Superspeedway on Sunday.
is it the paperclip or is it the ham bone? Or what do they call this track?
The Super Speedway? The Talladega Superspeedway?
There's no nickname.
No.
It's just fast, speed, crashing.
It's Dega, baby.
They say that, though. Remember, they're like, oh, it's going to be epic. And then it's like, there was not one caution last year.
Right, I know.
One of the races, it was so boring.
This is going to be the GEICO 500.
The GEICO 500.
And Talladega is crazy. Mm-hmm. And so are my fantasy picks for it.
Let's hear them.
Brilliant picks. These are guys that have got great experience here and who I think have a great shot at the win, if not a good finish.
Okay.
The fact that these guys have each won 2 races here means that they know the score.
Yeah.
So don't laugh.
They know the turns.
First up, seriously, Cinderella story, folks, Chase Elliott.
Yeah.
Chase Elliott has 2 Talladega wins, 5 top 5s, and 7 top 10s.
Yes.
Get him in there. You won't be disappointed.
Okay.
Ryan Blaney.
Oh.
Believe it or not. Believe it or not, Ryan Blaney has 2 wins here, 4 top 5s, and 6 top 6s.
I'm pulling for you, Ryan.
Top 10s. I know. And
I
he's
need you to
got
win.
fewer DNFs than some of the other drivers.
Nice.
So as long as he could avoid the wrecks.
Okay.
Don't leave a wrench in the top of your car. Don't speed off
Don't
pit
leave the
road.
wrench. Don't speed off. Don't.
Ryan Blaney.
Ryan Blaney.
And the guy who's trying to turn his season around, Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin.
2 Talladega wins, 10 top 5s.
Wow.
15 top 10s.
Yeah, because look what he does at Daytona too.
Yeah, right.
He
Denny
hangs
Hamlin,
around the
believe
back.
it or not, he's a good super speedway
Hangs
driver.
around the back.
He
and
sure
then,
does. He knows how to do
He knows
it.
how to do it.
He sure does.
Yep, good pick.
Coming at you this week are my sleeper picks, my bold NASCAR fantasy, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's always good at the super speedways.
Always.
He does not have a win here, but he's got experience, top 5, top 10, and give him a thought.
Yeah.
And he's actually having a good season.
Yeah.
So he's having a better season than he's had. He started off better than recent years. So
Yeah.
I got a feeling.
Good.
Next up, Bubba Wallace.
Bubba.
Good super speedway
Can't talk about
racer.
speedway without
Yeah,
Bubba.
exactly.
Yeah.
Again, he's another one that's got to avoid penalties and
the big wreck.
And the big wreck.
Right.
Hopefully his spotter is spot on this week. I know. And last but not least, though he's not having a wonderful season, Eric Jones knows his way around Talladega.
Wow.
He does not have a win here, but let me tell you something. In 5 of the last 6 races, he's finished with a single-digit recovery.
Really?
Yeah, he's got 2 top 5s and 6 top 10s.
I would love to see him win too.
I would
Just to
too.
bring Legacy Motorsports.
Oh my
Because
God.
it ain't looking too good right
I
now.
know.
Yeah.
But he stays pretty well here. He
Yeah.
does pretty good. So as long as he doesn't get in a wreck, the only race in the last 6 years that he didn't finish single digit was he was in a wreck. So
Okay.
let's knock on wood.
Okay.
Stay away from
Stay away from these.
Martin Truex Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. He's got no wins. Okay, he does have some top 5s and he does have some top 10s,
Yeah.
but he's got 13 DNFs.
Yikes.
That's the most of any active Cup Series drivers
Yeah.
at Talladega.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, but
Hey, these are the numbers, but you're right. Anything can happen.
anything can happen. I give you these numbers, but who knows? I can't trust anything anymore.
No.
Kyle Busch also not good here, even though he's won and he's has some top 5s and top 10s, but he's got 7 DNFs. here.
Okay.
And he has that one win was like years ago. Like I think like 2012.
Right. Back then he was Kyle Busch Jr.
Right. He was Kyle Busch Jr.
He was a mad little Kyle Busch Jr. driving around.
Right.
Getting in fights.
And you know what? Again, the only other person I could come up with that probably is not going to win this week is Justin Haley.
You think so?
You know,
What about Todd Gillian?
I can't even say that. I don't know because Todd Gillian's actually had some good
I know.
runs.
We've been both we pick
my
on Todd
God,
Gillian every
we
week,
do.
but he's like every time we say his name,
It's hilarious.
He owes us money
Yeah, it's true.
because every time we mention him on this podcast, the guy's like doing great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
All
so
right.
take a pass on Justin Haley.
Okay, that makes sense.
But again, the only people that I can tell you about are my brilliant picks. They're going to finish somewhere.
Yeah.
Bold picks, I'm pretty sure of. I thought about Ross Chastain because he did well the last couple times, but I spoke to my Oracle, my son who is the Oracle.
Yeah.
And he said he ain't feeling that one.
No. He said he don't know that one.
He said he don't know that one. Mm-mm. So, folks, there you have it.
Yeah.
That is my NASCAR fantasy picks for the GEICO 500 at Talladega Superspeedway. Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, and Chase Elliott. Possibly Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Bubba Wallace, and Eric Jones. And probably not the best idea to go with Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, or Justin Haley. But you know what? Flip a coin, toss it, see what happens.
It's kind of like what we do. Did you ever tell anybody how you do your picks?
I don't know. I do a lot of research.
We have a board on our gate, and it's just she lists the names of the drivers, and she gets a dart and she just throws it, and whoever it hits, that's like, okay, that's my. Sometimes
I do that.
Sometimes you're better off.
Sometimes I do that when I'm like cannot, because I will go nuts. I go nuts with my research. I make myself cross-eyed.
Folks,
God.
This woman does the research. I mean, anything can happen on any week.
Right.
But if you want to know numbers,
right,
you've come to the right place.
Yeah.
If you come for research, you come for research.
Right. And I got to be honest with you.
She's going to give it to you.
And when I say research, I don't mean that I look at what other fantasy places are saying.
No.
I do. No. It's funny because I will do my research and I'll put out my picks, and then I will look.
Yes.
And I'll be like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
This person... Vegas put the odds on this guy too. Oh. And this CBS Sports is picking this person too.
Yeah.
So you know what? I don't do that. I don't look at who anybody else is picking.
Except for one. You do. There's the one you do follow.
Who's that?
Mike Joy.
I do not follow Mike Joy. And also don't remember that I do these picks. Remember I do these picks before qualifying. So I have no idea.
Okay.
So if qualifying says otherwise, and Denny Hamlin blows a water main and has to start at the back of the field.
Yeah, like Joey Logano did that
like
1 week.
Joey Logano
he was doing great. Then in his car, and he had to start in the back, and especially those tracks where you start in the back, and it's hard to come to the front.
It sure is.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's it for the fantasy picks for the GEICO 500 at Talladega Superspeedway. I'll say that 10 times.
There you go.
And that's it. We got no Cooter Mouse this week.
Nope.
We got no sexy booth talk.
No.
I am, I'm going to read the disclaimer about if you have a gambling problem.
Okay.
If you or someone you know has a gambling addiction and would like help,
I do.
Be responsible and call the National Gambling Addiction Hotline.
Give me that number, please.
Actually, it's the National Problem Gambling Hotline at 1-800-522-4700.
I don't have a pen.
Well, hit the rewind.
Okay.
All righty. We'll wrap this up.
All right.
If you like what you're hearing, follow me on Facebook at Holly's Racing Fantasy for a little more information here and there. You can listen to the latest episode of Holly's Racing Fantasy every Friday whenever there's a Cup Series race, wherever you get your podcasts. Or subscribe to Holly's Racing Fantasy on YouTube for current and past episodes. Thanks. Okay, that's the end.
Yeah.
End of the show.
They don't want to hear us sing.
No. End of the show. Also, I want to remind everybody that April is Autism Awareness Month.
Yeah.
Because my son has autism.
Autism people
that's
rock.
Been real. It's been a long 18 years.
That could be another podcast. You know that.
That might be another podcast.
It could be. It's being in the talks.
I know it is in the talks.
It's being in the talks. It's in the talks.
We'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
But you know what? Go out and do something about autism out there.
Yeah.
Everybody. Go. Hug someone with autism or help someone with autism.
They don't want you to hug them. They're all they're all sensory processing.
My son likes. Well,
yeah, it's kind of. Not really.
When you hug Jack, he kind of stands there, but he'll let you hug him.
Yeah, and he kind of
looks uncomfortable. All right,
uncomfortable.
Go out and just try to learn a little more about autism. Okay, everybody.
They're amazing people.
They are.
Yeah.
Do that this week. Go out, learn about autism. If you know nothing about it, find out something and report back to me.
Yeah. On Facebook. We want to hear what you're doing your homework. We want to hear that you're doing your homework out there.
Yeah, I need to get on that Facebook page.
Yeah, you think?
All right. I hope everybody has a wonderful week, and
Yes.
I hope you enjoy Talladega. You really
Yeah,
should
it's
watch it.
gonna
If
be
you
awesome.
don't watch NASCAR, it's on Fox. It's not on FS1.
Okay.
Everybody has Fox. If you have an antenna, you have Fox.
Yes.
Take a gander at the NASCAR race this weekend.
Yes.
Watch it for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Just placate me here, folks.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. That sounds good.
All right. Well, then we will see. We will talk at you again next week.
Next week, baby.
Next week. All right.
All right.
Race on.
Race on.